am Siam Kefalina of the Squamish Nation. Now the size of our nation reaches from Vancouver to Whistler. If you do it the old-fashioned way, it was half of Vancouver Island all the way up past the Nanaimo through Paul River. How many major cities in it? Has North Vancouver, West Vancouver, Vancouver, New Westminster, Squamish, most of Lower BC. It's only about 1/5 of the map that we have currently on our documents. Is only 1/5 of the size that it used to be.
I'm here now joined up with Chief Capilano from the Squamish Band. We united our interests together. It's been about 3 years in proximity since we started moving in this direction under Longhouse laws. That was the first governing body in North America, and we're the oldest practicing democracy on the planet Earth. Now we're reinstating it in the Squamish Nation, the original law, so that all life as we know it can exist. And if we don't go by these laws, we could find ourselves in great serious problems. And what I mean by this here is the environment.
Well, I've been working with my friend Tom Rankin, who is working with the rivers. The last time I sat down with him, he said we have no more time left to try and save our rivers because they're being privatized and dams being built. Our salmon are just about disappearing because of what they're doing to our rivers.
And so we're supporting our first descent as the caretakers and custodians of North and South America. First, we're starting with the Squamish Nation. The government took control to take over our natural resources. They forgot the most main elements, and that was looking ahead 2, 3, 4, 500 years. They look from month to month or year from year, and that's not good enough. The government, especially the Department of Indian Affairs, is incompetent ever since they landed on our shores. They cut down 60 to 70% of all of our forests, and they still expect the earth to compete and purify the air, which is unthinkable.
Campbell government is a disaster to the people here, and they don't seem to realize that he is an enemy of the people instead of being anything else.
We never give them permission to take care of our rivers and our wildlife. They just come in and took care of it, and you can see the results.
This Fraser Valley Highway they're putting in is running right over some of the graves that I used to visit with my grandfather back when I was very young.
And I'm saying they're incompetent in everything they do, because their gear of thinking is to get education and pay them a lot of tax. Since Caesar, this war has been going on. And we're in this year we're trying to correct all the mistakes that mankind's done in the tax or enslavement. So we're going to free ourselves through the Squamish Nation and put back, probably in years to come, very short years I hope, or we will have, if we don't do this now, we will have no second chance at this here.
I am the president of the Sovereign Squamish Credit Group, which is a financial institution that is legislated over the Sovereign Squamish Nation Government. The Sovereign Squamish Nation Government is now pushing forward to offer people a choice with a financial institution, which is called the credit group. The reason why the word credit is so important is because we believe that everybody here under Sovereign Squamish Nation legislation is in fact sovereign. You are tax-free, you are a sovereign individual, and you have the free will and the free right to make a conscientious choice as to whether or not you want to be a member with the Sovereign Squamish Nation Government and live in a peaceful coexistence through municipal types of factions. What's so wonderful about this is that in order to effect positive change, we offer this financial institution to every individual that lives on Squamish Nation lands. Siyam Kiapalanuch of the Squamish Nation is now inviting people who are unemployed but have skills, would like to work with the government and find themselves a place. You are not a tax slave because you're no longer under a royal commission to be a secured bonded name by contract through the government issued ID. Once the government issued ID from the government of British Columbia and the government of Canada is removed, and you decide that you want to operate a vehicle that is going from point A to point B under the Squamish Nation Government legislation, we have our own Squamish Nation license plates. You would be issued a temporary ID. You would also be issued what's called an assurance policy. The assurance policy will assure that anybody who does get into an accident, because we do understand that accidents do happen, that the bill is settled, that the contract is settled. We know that these government agencies that are currently now creating problems or hurdles or economic recessions for the people are no longer working. It's not working anymore, so we don't want to give that any more energy. All of the elected government officials in this upcoming election for the government of British Columbia are puppets, ladies and gentlemen. They are working in service to protect the interest of the Queen. The Queen is no longer required in this jurisdiction because Siyam Kiapalanuch honors the common law jurisdiction. We're letting everybody know that humanity, the human race, is a credit of life. It is time for us to help clean up this earth from the pollution. It is time for us to say no to large corporations who want to try and eliminate 2/3 of the human population through the Trilateral Commission. We can and will effect positive change.